Well, hello there. I want to build a castle. There you go. That's the entire intro. While building this castle is going to be a lot of work, so instead of doing the work, let's go explore a trial chamber. The game has updated since the last video. Well, technically updated twice, and I wanna explore the new features, and I wanna get a bunch of copper from the trial chambers too. And thanks to all the people that live in my floor, we stole a trial chamber map, so I know exactly where one is. And with our basic gear, we are just gonna use some magic and teleport here. So I traveled not too far away, and I believe the trial chamber is supposed to be on the other side of this hill. Or it could be underneath the hill. Let's jump down and find out. I'm going to pass away before I get there. This place looks so cool. I've messed around with these trial chambers in a creative test world when the snapshot's released, but not in my own survival world. I should also mention that I was wearing full netherite armor in those creative test worlds, and I only have diamond in this world, so hopefully it's not a huge difference, right? I actually couldn't find anything in the cave, so we're gonna take this waterfall filled with fish to the surface so we can mine down into the trial chamber. Alright, it should be right here. So, nothing has ever gone wrong digging straight down. Oh, that was crazy. Oh, we found it. This is scary. Set spawn, and I'm just gonna explore this thing and definitely not die. I'm not gonna die. I wouldn't do that. Can't forget all the pots. And this is gonna fill up my inventory in like 4 seconds. And if you don't know what trial chambers are or how they work, I don't feel like explaining it. So we're just gonna let all the mobs fight each other actually, and we'll loot the place. Oh, we got a key. We gotta do it. Let's see what we get. Ooh. Okay. That all looks good. Do I drink the bottle? But yeah. Do I want to? Yeah. Let's do it. We might as well. Oh. Okay. Regrets have been made, actually. Nice. I got a baked potato after all that work. Let's go ahead and open this bigger vault thing. Okay. Solid. Alright, as I get pelted with arrows, I'm gonna stop recording and come back when I'm done and hopefully still alive. And we're back. And I didn't record most of that because this video is about a cool castle and I need audience retention. But that thing was pretty cool. I didn't realize quite how many unique items you get from that. And I actually did 2 runs, and you can see all the loot I got from this. I put stuff in the donkey's chest too because I don't have shulker boxes. But we got the mace and books and just a bunch of cool stuff. But I also got a whole lot of copper because I'm gonna need copper for the build that I want to make today. But anyways, it's time to head home. Except I'm stuck on an island. Alright, we are back home. And it's getting really close to time to start working on the castle. First, we're gonna need to get all the resources though. And I think before I get all the resources, because that's gonna take a lot of work. There was supposed to be a video before this about adding on to the garden, but I deleted that because it was boring. It wasn't entertaining. So really quickly, oh, there's a creeper. Really quickly, I'm just gonna give a quick run through of what the garden looks like now. Because, I mean, there's a lot more paths to walk through, and I think it looks kind of nice. I did most of it off camera just for fun anyways. Alright, this is really ugly. I'm aware of it. I just needed a very quick and very temporary honeycomb farm because we need a lot of honeycomb for the build we're making today. And this is definitely not gonna be enough. This isn't staying. The garden, I started putting a pond here. I haven't finished terraforming the edge of it. It's kind of fun. Got a bench to look at the view. Yeah, but other than that, I just wanted to show what this place looks like now, and there's a few things up here that I wanted to show too. Just because I like to keep people up to date on what the world looks like. Up in this rock right here is a mud farm. All you do is you like hold down right click and left click at the same time, and some water bottles automatically turn your dirt into mud. This next redstone contraption would make Mumbo Jumbo cry. This is my do-it-yourself grass farm. Beautiful. But yeah, that was it. I just wanted to show everything. Now I promise that we are actually going to start building soon, but I just killed a wither, and here's the replay footage. I didn't get any audio for this wither fight, which is okay because all you would have heard was explosions anyways. And I quickly realized that all I brought was 30 arrows, so I couldn't rely on arrows to kill this thing. I tried wind charges to fling myself into the air and it didn't really work, and when night came, I basically just tried to run away. That was my only hope. I found a hole and I hid in it because I couldn't do anything else. Luckily, I'm in a chest and I realized I had a riptide. Maybe I could fling myself at the wither and fight it, and it worked for like 2 minutes, as you can see, and then eventually it just got too high for me to hit, at least in this pool. Eventually I found a shallower pool that let me fling myself higher, and occasionally I'd get a few hits like right now, but it took 30 minutes. And finally, on the third night, I finally get the last swing, and we kill the thing, and get our nether star. I've put the beacon in a temporary mine, and it's helped us gather all the materials we need for the castle, which we are finally gonna start now. And I am scared. This is a big project, and starting a big project is always kind of nerve-wracking. So I definitely have been stalling, because I don't want to mess it up. And it's gonna go right up here. I think right here might be a good place to start it. I think I'll just mark out a layout of the shape and see if I'm putting it in a place where I want it. I mean, I guess so. It's just an andesite pillar. I think it will look good up here. Especially when we terraform basically this entire hill. Which I doubt will be in this episode because the castle itself is enough work. Hey, if I do some training, great. But if we end up leaving this episode with a floating castle, it will get done eventually. We'll see how much time I have. Here's some more of the shape of it. Just some spaghetti noodles of stone. And this is just one bridge. But it's kind of like a main point of interest on the build. So what I think I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna jump up there and I'm gonna fill in the build. I'm gonna build this bridge, at least one side of it, so you all can see what it's gonna look like, even though it's probably in the thumbnail and you probably already know what the finished product looks like. Oh, I know I designed this entire thing in a creative world, but I didn't realize quite how big it would be in survival mode. I think I had too much fun building it in creative because the texturing and details on this is a bit of a pain to build in survival mode. And this is like probably half the size, maybe a little bit more than half the size of how tall it's gonna be. It is a bigger project than I realized it would be. So I doubt that we'll get all the interior done today. The interior will probably, most likely have to be for another video, because that's an entire project in itself. I'm not gonna complain though, because I do like the way it looks, and it's gonna look really cool just having this towering over all our other builds. I like the gradient from acacia to diorite to bone blocks and mushroom stem as well. And thankfully we got all the copper from mining out a trial chamber. The design of it's definitely very interesting because it's gonna be like a greenhouse castle with, I don't know if it's like a gothic feel at the roofs of these things. I don't know what you call the spikes on the top of it, but I think it looks cool. And I think the copper grates just really match the aesthetic of the diorite, the white color. And all the rest of the build is going to look really cool because it's going to have a lot of nature flowing through it. So I guess I gotta keep working at it, and maybe I'll have another progress update for you soon. If I didn't stop myself from building this thing to hit the record button, this entire build would be done before I have any footage to show for it. But it is definitely coming along, to say the least. I definitely love the way it looks, and we're definitely not gonna be able to finish it all today, but my favorite part is still yet to come. How about we go up there and just take a look at it? We're gonna have plenty of places like this one where it's kind of like a balcony, but also kind of like grassy. There's gonna be plants and maybe trees up here to make it feel like you're outside, even though it's a part of the build. That's kind of the entire goal of this, is to make it feel like you're outside in nature while still being inside a cool build. We got this kind of like iconic or classic look for a greenhouse with the domed roof, I guess, right here. And this is a little like balcony slash walkway that goes outside the building, because I thought that was kind of neat. When we have interior, it's gonna like connect into the interior, but I don't even know what the interior is gonna look like yet. Alright, I think I need to come clean about a little something. Just a little secret that I've been hiding. Y'all remember that little bee farm that I showed you earlier? Well, it didn't really cut it in terms of supply for honeycomb and honey bottles. So we got a few bees in here. You know, they're happy in their stone and dirt walls. They have homes, most of them. They're providing, you know, a decent supply of honeycomb and honey blocks. They can spend some time in here. They're gonna have a castle eventually, so it's justified, right? Anyways, y'all can pretend you didn't see that. That was never there, okay? Alright, we should start finishing up this build for today. And we're gonna work on one of my favorite parts about it. So we got a start of a bridge thingy, sticky outy bit that we built right here. And I need to decorate it with a bunch of trees. Now, I'm not the best at making trees, but I hope that I can make what I wanted to put up here actually work. Also, one of my favorite thing about these trees is that it's like fall colors, kind of. It's gonna be like orange and red trees. They're all gonna be kind of small too. So that will make it a lot nicer to build. Start with this, and we'll add some waxed copper. Because I think the copper grates kind of look like leaves if you use them right. We'll be using a nice supply of acacia and red sandstone in this build as well. We're gonna tap these all off with an upside down lightning rod. That looks pretty decent. I'll add glass panes next. I'm not too worried about making every one of these perfect because it's kind of meant to be seen from a distance. You're not going to be able to walk around up here. So here's one tree done, and we have a few more left to go. Well, it looks kind of cool from here, and it will look cool from the air as well. But yeah, from the ground, this whole thing, it looks pretty interesting to say the least. I really don't know how to fix that. I do not like the way it looks from down here. I could end up one day expanding it downwards instead of upwards, so I'd have more buildings like lower. Maybe that would make it look better, or I could expand it to the side and make it like full kingdom. It's not really what I want to do. So I really love the design of it in creative though, so I'm kind of disappointed it's not going the way I want it to right now. We still have one more bridge that I want to build in this episode, and then I think we'll leave this project for today. But hopefully we'll come back to it eventually, because I don't want to leave it like that, and I don't want to tear the whole thing down, so hopefully we can find a way to make it look good from down here as well. Alrighty then, how about we finish up this project? Alright, we're going to be building on this side of the structure now. Alright, we're up here. We need to go up here, I believe. I'll mark it out with stone. What am I doing? I think it goes here. Then it's just going to go out a few times. And then again. And then this way. I have this weird thing with using melons as grass now. It's weird. Some people might not like it. I don't know why I'm doing this. And then we use bamboo blocks to blend it into a little bit of moss. I can do this over here. Alright, this looks nice. Wow, that looks terrible from behind. It's okay. Alright, we're gonna do the same gradient that we did before, with starting with some concrete. Oh, oh. How does that work? Okay, did not mean to do that. Okay, it's just looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what to do about building underneath of these right yet. It shouldn't just be it shouldn't just be flat, but it also shouldn't be too, I keep falling. Like, it shouldn't be too like arched either. I don't know what to do. There's another little bit that we have to build. That goes right here, so we're gonna build a wall to this. And make another little room right here, and then we'll add trees to this bridge. Just like we did to this one, over here. This little section right here is gonna look a bit different from the other ones, but hopefully in a good way. We're gonna line this with some trapdoors. And for some reason, we're gonna place scaffolding on them. We're actually gonna break this one down a few blocks. Put a little bit of a weathered look into this. Oops. There we go. Nice. We definitely need some glass in this building, and then a wall right here. I don't know what's going down here yet. Instead of making you watch all of that again, I already did it. There we go. There's the wall, and of course there's no back. You probably expected that. Yeah, looks kind of nice. Now next we need some trees on this greenery. And there's gonna be a few orange and red ones like this one, maybe like 3 or 4, but there's gonna be one special one right here. It's gonna be like a willow tree. You're gonna see it in a second. It's made out of honey and honeycomb, and that's why I needed to make all of the honey farms earlier in this episode. And instead of watching the building process for this, how about we do a transition? There we have it. It's a little interesting looking, kind of goofy, silly, but hey, that's kind of the point. I mean, it's a honey tree. Those don't exist in real life, so it doesn't have to look like it exists in real life. It's hard to get a good view of it, though. And next we have to build the other smaller trees, which we can also do probably just by doing this. And they look pretty nice. This base definitely needed these trees to fill in the space and to add a lot more life to this build. Because, I mean, this base is supposed to be centered around life. Eventually, when it's done, it should have like a full greenhouse inside and be covered in all kinds of greenery. They match these other ones pretty good. We have the willow tree, which looks pretty cool, and I also have candles in them, so creepers hopefully won't spawn up here. For the most part, I'm happy with the way this entire build turned out. I'm still not entirely pleased with how it looks from downstairs. Downstairs? No. Down on the floor, so hopefully if you guys want, you can leave me some suggestions on what to do with the future of this build. Because we are done with it for today. But we can definitely come back to it in the future, and we can expand it downwards. Because I think making a city from down here, well, not a city, but like more like little structures like these bridges expanding downwards would make this flow into terrain very nicely. Along with that, we have to build the terrain, which is an entire project in itself. Along with the interior, I think I really like the idea. There's like the concept of this whole building, and I think we can execute it pretty well. In fact, I think what we have executed has been executed pretty well. But we are going to leave this project for today. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Goodbye.